We grave workers come from a lot of different traditions, religions, spiritual paths, and we don't really have like a group. We don't really have a group that we go to learn these things. We aren't really converted into doing this. We just simply are drawn to it. Um, you know, if you're in one tradition, let's say you're a devotee of Santa Muerte, you might be a grave worker of that fashion. But you might also kind of change your prayers and your psalms and your workings based on the dead people that you're dealing with, the spirits of the dead, all those pieces that are left. I've talked about soul fragmentation before, but all those little pieces that are left when a person dies are naturally drawn and purposefully drawn to various sections of the multiverse or even into the earth itself. And grave workers help that happen. And, if it's Santa Muerte, you might have certain practices, but they wouldn't necessarily differ from someone who works with Hela in the northern shamanistic path and, Norse mythologies. What I was going to say, but it's more properly termed northern shamanistic path um, or pathway. But you also might just be a completely Baptist person, or you might be a Hindu or a Buddhist. It doesn't really matter when it comes to grave workers. And the kind of grave workers that we are, the kind of people that I'm talking about, we will respect the dead through their religion, and we will know what to do through their religion. We will know the Psalms, we will know the prayers, we'll know the sutras to say when we're working with the dead through their religion, because that's the line that they followed. That was the delineation and evolution of their consciousness. So we respect the dead by following their practices. That's why I have different versions of the Bible. I have different psalm books. I have water from the River Jordan. I have holy water. I have dirt from Israel. I have frankincense and myrrh from Israel, and I have knowledge of Christian rites of sanctification. Because it's not because I'm Christian, because I'm not. It's because I am working with spirits that are Christian. I want to help them resolve their energy, all the little bits that are left from a person. I want to help all those little bits in their endeavor to be drawn back to the places that they are naturally drawn to. It's bigger than just like heaven or hell. That's more duality. That's more prescribed religion rather than you know the fragmentation of a person when they die. All the little bits, our active consciousness, our continuous consciousness might go to a particular place for a time before being reborn, or might go there for a time before fading away. It depends. But there's a lot of different pieces of ourselves that nobody, no living beings, no human beings really take care of besides grave workers. Of course, there's gatekeepers, there's in between deities, spirits, gods. But as far as like living human beings that just kind of help all these little pieces along, grave workers are kind of it. There's no school for us, there's no church, there's no temple. We're just drawn to it, and we just know what to do somehow. We just know how to help those little bits of a person go to the various places that they need to go to, that are drawn to. It isn't a path that gives you a lot of, you know, human connections, or get you a lot of money, or makes you well known. People are drawn to the grave worker path. They're just drawn to it, and we don't really expect a whole lot in return. A lot of us believe in karma. Not all, but a lot of us, grave workers, and I do. But I don't really think of like, oh, if I do this, I'll get good karma. It's not what goes through my head. It's more about we're just completely and utterly drawn to aiding these energies that are left over when somebody dies, and the spirits and the dead, all the above, and all their various understandings and different paths and different understandings through various religions and spiritual paths. We're drawn to aid the process of this recycling of energy. And that's a macroscopic, so that's a macro way of looking at it and understanding it. But ultimately, that is what it is. We just feel this natural drive to be that clarifier, that filter of energies that have passed long ago, that have passed recently, and aiding those energies into becoming something more, something different, or transforming. And words can't quite describe it, but I think that this is the closest I can get to really describing it with words as far as what a grave worker is. We're glorified plumbers, but this kind of plumbing between dimensions and different states of being is necessary for everything to be in harmony. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot them down in the comment section below on YouTube. I'd love to hear them. And I hope all of you have a wonderful day.